Hey y'all, welcome back to Chattin with Coach Amy on a special episode of Me, Myself, and Darlene. She's just grinning at me. We're not going to try the fancy background anymore. It makes my heart sad, so we're not even going to do it. But it's cute as it can be. And you can go back to our past post about Me, Myself, and Darlene, the conference series, and you can see what we saw and laugh like we did. Yes.
They were so cute. It's so unfortunate that we couldn't see them because they're so cute.
It really is really sad. Okay. Well, I don't, it's okay. How are we? What's
Good.
going
We just had
on?
a fabulous live in the kitchen.
Mhm. I did. I get wore out sometimes doing those because it's like cooking in the kitchen is one thing, but and honestly, like making that many recipes, not a big deal to me at all. But talking and making sure that what I'm saying makes sense. And then like, oh, did I really say that? Let's make sure I said that. And then I follow it up with questions that people can turn in. And also, I have to remember, because I'm not good at this for some reason, to taste at least something that I made. So I have to remember to do that.
It was great. It turned out really great.
And I have extra people in my house today, too. And that just always makes it extra special.
When you have new things from your Pampered Chef thing. And so you have new appliances, you're like,
no, I haven't opened them. I haven't opened any of those for my Pampered Chef party.
Oh, I thought the blender thing. That's why I was looking at your blender.
I got that last year. I used it. But I did just clean out my kitchen. All of y'all, I challenge you to do this. This is not an official challenge. Do not email me about this. But y'all need to go through your house and like clean it out. And you can donate your stuff. You can throw it in the trash. You can try to sell it on Facebook. I've made a couple $100. Porch pickup only too.
Yeah.
Man. Have you heard of these things, these Facebook groups? She's not on Facebook, y'all. So just eye roll for a second with me. That's okay. I actually am a little jealous of you, but I couldn't do my business without Facebook.
You could not.
No way. But anyway, there are these I'm trying to think what it's called. Buy, sell, trade, or like it really is it's a trade. I know trade isn't the word I'm looking for. It's just, do you want this? Oh, I do want that. Well, come get it. And then you might see something you want from somebody else and you just go get it.
I've heard of them. I definitely have. People always say, like, if you want to get rid of something, you should try it on Facebook. Because, before it was like Craigslist, like before the Facebook thing, right? Everything was on a
Craigslist.
I didn't really either, but I know people that's what they would do. They would do
like
on
a Craigslist killings or something like that was a show.
Who only knows what it's like now, right? Who only knows? Because I think the Facebook thing took off. And so I know people have used other people. Like, so you're not my neighbor, unfortunately, but say my neighbor who was my friend and was doing something and had Facebook, that would be the way to do it. Like, hey, can you put this on there? Because it works really well from what I've heard. Really well.
Yeah. So anyway, I still have a whole bunch of stuff in my house that needs to go. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Or just decide like just drop it off at the drop off place and say, Here you go. But I had some creamy dreamy that I wasn't going to use because people do give me their open bags of things locally. They're like, bruh, I can't do this. So I don't use creamy dreamy a lot, but I do sometimes, and Wes uses it some. It's not my favorite. I just don't like it personally. Y'all can, it's fine. So anyway, so I had bought some and somebody given me some, and so the parts that they're giving me I'm using. And the unopened bags I don't need. And so that was one thing I was getting rid of. And because I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are not local to me. And I put on that particular post, not shipping, porch pickup only. Do not ask me to mail this to you. And I don't mind that you want to pay for it. I don't have time to box that mess up and send it to you. Sorry. Nope. But one of my local clients, she got it. She picked it up yesterday. Cash money. I love it.
I would have. That's the same thing I thought. I'm like, you got creamy dreamy, I'll take it.
Yes.
No, that would cost the arm, the leg, the time to get.
Yeah. Especially to you in your far, far away land self. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we still have to
Keep
wrap
me
up
straight.
a conference.
Oh yes, this is conference part 3.
It is. We have some other new things coming up. You've got things coming up, so we'll talk about those too because they're
Okay, cool.
fun.
They
Yeah.
are. Oh my gosh, so exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it Sunday morning?
It
of the
is.
conference?
It is. It is.
What did I talk about any of that? Did I talk about any of
No,
Sunday?
we
Oh,
stopped.
really?
Yes.
Let me get the
Yeah,
notes down.
we stopped
My
on,
conference binder.
gosh,
So
I'm
cute.
almost positive that it was, yeah, your dinner. Yeah, no, I think Saturday was done.
Okay.
I know we didn't, I don't think we went into Sunday.
I'm trying to find where my notes are for Sunday. I have everything, so nice and orderly, but not in chronological order. There it is. Final. Oh, yes. So I woke up that morning and just really, I I was feeling all the feelings, and I called Wes and then I was crying because it was just so surreal and I'm like, that happened. Like I have their picture that they gave me, autographed and all the things. And I look at it all the time and I'm like, that happened. That we did that right there. It's just really incredible. So, I was just feeling I was allowing myself, and I had actually prayed that morning because y'all know sometimes when your guard's up and you're like, I have to be in charge of this thing, but you really can't feel the emotions and stuff. Like that's where I had been for the most part of the conference. And so now I woke up that morning and I'm like, God, I really want to feel all the feelings. Like I want to be able to feel them all. I want to let my guard down, feel the feelings. And so I cried a little bit, and then Wes called and I was like, this really happened and they really all love me. And like, it's like changing their lives that they like literally just came here. It's what? And he was like, that's great, babe, him and all his words. But so then Madison talked to me a little bit, and I had some other people reach out and different things. And I had just some devotional like scriptures and stuff kind of in mind for the closing, because we were going to do a devotion that morning. And I just felt really strongly that I needed to change that. And truly part of it is coming off of what Jesus talked about in the Gospels about I'm the vine, you are the branches, apart from me, you can do nothing, and part of that is true. And it would have been wonderful for me to teach on, but he wanted me to teach on Romans 12. And so that's what I went with. And that honestly, that whole chapter of that Romans 12 is about being a living sacrifice. And I'm not 100% doing this all the time. I don't go as far as a lot of people do, that they don't do caffeine because that will hurt their temple, their body. I don't stay away from pork. I know I don't do all of those things. That to me, honestly, that's too legalistic for me. But I definitely commend those who do that. I think that's incredible. But on the health side of it, on the self-control side of it, on the mindfulness side of it, I just felt like that it was important to go over this. And so I just felt like Romans 12 was great. And so I did it. And like that morning I wrote my outline. And so, I just talked about our body was created for health and for us to be, to care for our bodies. And many women don't. And I have been that woman. I was under so much anxiety and depression that I've told this, I don't know if I said this Sunday night in a live or if this was a one-on-one call, but it was, I didn't brush my teeth for days, or I didn't take a shower, or the dishes were piled up like nobody, like crazy, or, I just couldn't get out of that. And so many people, so many women that I'm coming in contact with are like, yep, I'm there. I was there. I've been there. I could be there, And so just remembering that we were created in his image to have an abundant life is just huge. And so that's what I talked about. And I talked about, being loyal to yourself. And that kind of stems from the theme for this year, keeping promises to yourself. It was just all tying up together, just like the prettiest little thing in the world, And so I went through all of that. And, by the time that was over and they had presented me with my gift, and I took some pictures with different people. It was pretty much, time to go, but I did close it out and open the floor if anybody wanted to share anything that they had learned from the conference or just from their time there. I mean, wasn't looking for accolades or anything. I just wanted people to be able to share what God had done for them, what they had experienced. And that, wow.
How did you do with that? How did you do with that? Because that would be overwhelming to me. I don't know.
I didn't
I
like bawl or cry.
Yeah.
I did that. I did do that driving home. But I had felt a lot of things and I had gotten very teary a couple times. But I think my mama caring for people, protection instinct kind of happened. And not everybody's was tearful. A lot of them were. And I could tell a lot of them wanted to share and speak, but they were too timid to. But I'm telling you, Lorraine shared, Ashley Mize is and she was just on the podcast last week with the cutie pies.
Yeah.
And just her transformation that weekend, I didn't know that was going to happen, Darlene. And I didn't know that was possible. I mean, do you know what I mean? I didn't see that happening. I just thought this was going to be, we're all meeting together, watching out the mamas and, but the heart repair, it was like a little hospital for trim healthy mamas, they got shored up. Is that you know what I mean? They got the boost, they got the love, they got the information, they got the real life seeing it happen. Because, I mean, do you know anybody in real life that you've touched that does THM? Maybe not very many. Not many people do. And so that experience was huge. And so they're all cracking me up currently in this, right now. When can we register for next year? And I'm like, you guys, it is really far away. But they're like, is it in a month? I'm like, I'm not telling you when it is. I will let you know. You'll have plenty of time to prepare, I promise.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to get 100 Strong and Fall Buds and Fantastic going, and then I'll do all that. More on that in a minute, you guys. But it was just such a beautiful thing. Several other people got up and shared. I'm sorry right now, I'm getting it all kerbobbled, but Ashley's really was incredible. It really was. And so grateful for that. There were some that had already had to leave because of different things, but that was okay. Something that I did going into this, and because you were right alongside me, is to not get in my head about who wasn't coming. I flipped it as soon as that thought or that whatever would come through my mind. I would say, no, God's going to have the ladies there that he wants there. And I hung on to that, because people pleasing, trying things like I do, the risk that I take and the potential for failure is gargantuan. And that can put me in a bad place. But I've learned true statements, I teach for clients. That's a huge true statement for me over that whole conference, because there was a lot of, I can't come to this part, but I can come to this part. I'm like, oh, but I really want them. God wants them to be there then, they'll be there then. And if they need to hear what I said while they missed, somebody's going to tell them, I really had to focus on that portion of it. And so I put on session at 10 a.m., session 10, final thoughts, probably cry my eyeballs out. That was it. And
the little notes bottom.
Yeah.
It's true. And I know we touched on this. I can't remember what part, if it was the first part or the second part, but we talked about how people there has been some references just to, well, why would you go to a conference? Why would you do that? Why would you, if you've done her coaching, or if you've done, I don't understand, but
I don't understand why I need to do that.
Just
and the ladies that came to the conference would go, just come, idiot. I can hear them.
No. And even if, your last podcast with those ladies, look at that. I mean, that's amazing. And it does that hands-on tangible, that it can do so much.
And I think that those ladies would agree. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. Relationships like this, our relationship, me and you, wouldn't have happened I'm wide open. Y'all all know that. Good grief. There's nothing y'all don't know. Most of y'all, my blooms, they know every single drip drop probably. But if you coming into coaching, would not have been vulnerable and honest, that's within your relationship, because I've made friends with people over my life, and there's some that it latched on because each party was willing to put that effort in and be vulnerable and be honest. Because there are some buddy groups out there, because sometimes I've talked to one, sometimes I talk to both of them, and they're like, it's just not working out. And I'm like, well, have you checked on them? Have you been vulnerable? Have you admitted a struggle? And they're really, I'm sorry, but what you're going through is the same thing that she's going through. It is. It's the same. And admitting that you have a struggle is not bad. That's the whole point of a buddy group. That's the whole point of accountability. That's the whole point of a friendship,
That's what connects. I think that's what builds it stronger, like puts it not just an acquaintance or a surface level. When you're actually somebody that that you could go to, you have to have that part of it, I think, where you given and shared the stuff that's real that you have to dig in and get,
Yeah.
So
that's so good.
I completely agree. Yeah.
So it was,
because that's why, like, when I thought of that, when I was watching again the podcast from last week with the group, when they were sharing, I'm like, and you can have that this way. You to an extent, but man, it's so different when, as you say, hug their neck, like you, and like they're a real person, and they love me and I love them, and it's so just to watch it like double, when they can do that. So
yeah,
I think it's very cool. So that's, to me, I'm like, any of these kind of things that are possible, and don't think you won't learn something, that word that you just said you shared with them could have been exactly what some of them needed. That whole trip could have just been that section right there for them.
Yeah. And then God was, he was pretty clear that I needed to share this also in the Reliant Bible study. And so I did, I shared that on the front end. That was one of the first lessons, and it was just a beautiful thing. And I'm just so grateful and 100% unworthy of doing all this, but I'm so grateful that God has asked me to and encouraged me, and wants to use me, because I'll tell y'all don't even know, like the day that I said it out loud to Wes and then to Darlene, I was like, this is real now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now it's over. Today that we're recording, this is the last day of that live group. I remember when I was talking to you about it, I was in the parking lot at Target in Hattiesburg about to go get pellets. And I was like, I just got to tell her. I got to say it. Marco Polo. And
can you even believe that? It's
wild.
Crazy.
It is. And anyway, so good. So after that, where's my I need my cheat sheet of what happened, because y'all, this was a minute ago. Just a few minutes.
Yeah.
The VIP Plus experience, Nashville.
That's
Hashtag we took Franklin in Nashville. So we had Ashley T, Denise, Kim, Tiffany, Liz, Gina, Christy, Jody, and Gina B. One lady was not able to come and to that part, and me. And so they paid extra to do this. And we decided I wanted to, like, my grand plan was to rent a 15-passenger van, and we were going to all kind of go together. And y'all, that was crazy. Like weeks and weeks and weeks. We're like, okay, it's a couple months out. Let's get this plan. Not a darn thing. And one that I did find, I found out about it like on a Thursday afternoon or Friday maybe. And y'all, I just don't work after that. It wasn't my bad. Monday when I reached back out, it's gone. I'm like, are you for reals? And so I
can't believe how hard that was. I really couldn't.
Nashville area too.
That's right.
Anyway, it's fine. It all worked out. We took 2 cars. Liz drove my Mama Jamma Expedition, and sweet Gina drove her car, and we went on to Franklin and had lunch with the Mellow Mushroom. It was great. We all had these delicious salads. Some of them I can't remember what all they got, but it was so good. and we enjoyed just getting to know each other. I just kind of sat back and listened to them. They all shared all their different stories, and it was just so sweet to watch those relationships grow. And we walked around downtown Franklin. We went into a spice store, and I think I was one of the last ones to come in, and all at the same time they were like, Coach Amy, and I'm like, what? They're like, it's duck fat spray. So, fun story for y'all. There's a restaurant just a few minutes up the road from here, and it's called The Mallard. And they have real potatoes that are fried in duck fat, which is 100% on plan.
Yeah.
Calorie heavy for sure. I don't have it all the time. And I don't usually eat all the fries either, just because I just don't need that much in my life. But anyway, on plan. And so they know duck fat fries is what it's called. That we call them duck fat fries. I'm going to come to Summit and have some duck fat fries with Coach Amy. People say that all the time. And so
I'm there. That will happen. If I ever get there, that is for sure. Every time you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm there.
So good.
So there was a spray. Is that what you? Okay, wait.
Yeah, I got it. I got duck fat spray, and then they had a butterfly pea flower tea bag like combo thing, and I got that too. It was way more dollars than I thought it was, but I was like, oh, okay, fine. Why not? So that was really fun. And a lot of them got some different spices, and they were like, is this on plan? And I'm like, wait, I wouldn't get that. Different things. And some of them are like, yes, get that. It had little cooking things and stuff too, aprons and spoons, and it was really cute. I have no idea the name of the store. It's a spice store in Franklin. There can't be that many. And then there were a bunch of gift shops. There was one that was really cool, very hippy dippy themed. I don't remember the name of it. What was that dude's name? I can't remember his name now. There was a man in one of those stores. I don't know if he owned it, the manager, or whatever. And he had an amazing accent like Serena and Pearl. And we found these sparkling water drinks, and we were all excited. I'd never seen them before. Right now, I can't remember the name of them either. So sorry. But we all got one. And so we were all checking out and all this stuff. Well, I was gone because I needed to get out of that store. It had all the smellies, and it just bothers me a little bit sometimes. It wasn't bad, but so I just went outside a little fresh air. And then they're like, Coach Amy, come back in. And they were like, this is our health coach. And he was like, what kind of coach? And I said, it's Trim Healthy Mama. He was like, oh yeah, Serena Pell. Funny. Tell him blah, blah, blah. Rupert, Philip. I can't remember. It was something. He was hilarious. He was like, keep going, keep up the good work, girl. And then one of them was like, Amy's going to be on their potty. And I'm like, shut up. That's so funny. So we went outside and took a little selfie on the street with our sparkling waters, and went to some other stores. And then we were really hot, and so we went out. We decided we were going to go. We were going to go but we were going to go stay in Franklin a lot longer, then go into Nashville, do our bus tour, and then do our dinner at the Wild Horse Saloon late that night. Well, we decided to reverse it. And so it was time for a snack, a fueling. So we decided we would just have our meal then. It worked out great. Everybody was thrilled. And so we did. We would bebopped right on into the Wild Horse Saloon and had a great time. Some of them got their groove back. They was like Stella got her groove back. I've never seen that movie, but I love the idea of it. Getting after it on the dance floor, line dancing. I don't line dance. Do you line dance?
Not years. It's been a minute.
Never done it. Probably not good at it. I'd rather just watch. I'm happy. Even in the notes, it says, you can line dance. I don't, and I won't. LOL. They knew. Don't leave me alone.
Don't even try to drag me out there.
I'm not going. So say good words.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they had a great time. And then the lady that was teaching the line dance, her name was Amy. And I think it was Kim that went up there and had her do a shout out to me over the microphone.
Aww.
She was like, Coach Amy, I don't know who you are or what you coach, but you are awesome. And I'm like,
how fun is that?
It was so fun.
Now, this is the place that I think you've mentioned before, people have talked about. So this is like a place that you go to if you're
Wild
going.
Horse Saloon is definitely if you go to Nashville, you need to go. However, it's about to change hands. And it will be called something else. But it is the Wild Horse Saloon used to be on the CMT, and like they would film people dancing there. Yeah, like years ago. It might still, I don't know. I hate country music. So I don't know. But and they played a
Funny.
lot of great songs too, because I honestly I don't like country music. I don't. And so, you know, me and my keep going to Nashville twice a year self. But anyways, it's fine. We're good. They played some good songs. And we stayed, Nitty Gritty Dirt Bands, You and Me Go Fishing in the Dark, came on as we were leaving. I went, girls, can we wait? And they were all like, yes. And so we just, because it was live music, you know, and so we just sat and listened. That they were like, okay, we can go now. And I think a couple of them wanted coffee. I'm like, they said, do you want coffee? I went, is my name Amy? Yes, I want coffee. So we walked across the street, got a coffee, and then we started our 14-hour trek to where the bus was, you know. And so we went to do a tour bus. Now, this is what is hilarious. So I booked this tour. It's a group tour thing. It wasn't just us, it was a bunch of people. And I thought it was a nighttime tour of Nashville. Well, it was in the late evening, definitely not dark yet. Do you remember? And I thought we were going to see all the Nashville things, like the normal Nashville things. Well, this was a soul tour. Okay. The soul music of Nashville. Equally incredible. No one complained. No one knew. No one cared that I messed up and booked a soul tour. But I'm sitting there going, this is wonderful. But why do we keep talking about all of these? Like, what? You know, where's Hank Williams Jr. and where's Johnny Cash? Like, why are we not talking about, you know, Alan Jackson?
Like
Reba?
in general.
I ain't heard none of them names. What is going on?
Right.
I went, Amy Leanne, this is a soul tour. But it was incredible. And we saw a lot of things that I didn't even know existed. And I've been in Nashville half a dozen times now. Maybe not that many, but close. So anyway, like it was great. It was a great experience. And I'm glad I made a mistake. So we got off the thing and I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. I made a mistake. And they're like, what? And I told them and they all died out laughing. And they were like, it was great. So it worked out. We did get to see where Elvis had his records recorded, wherever his studio was. He never went into the main one. He had a small one built just for him. And so you could see that. That was really neat. And then there's a hotel that he stayed at. And you can stay in his Airbnb now, if I'm not mistaken. And it has a guitar-shaped swimming pool. I may need to stay there one night. I mean, how neat would that be?
Right.
So anyway, it was really neat.
Wow.
Really neat. And of course, our tour guide and bus driver were amazing. At the end of it, she played her demo. And I'm like, duh, all these young people that are in Nashville, like they're wanting to make it. It never occurred to me. I'm just a little not in that bubble. But it was a beautiful song. And the bus driver was hilarious. And he's a songwriter. So we got to hear all about that, you know. Like it was just
how fun.
It was
usually
really,
and they have like usually really fun personalities. I mean, because it's entertainment. No,
yeah.
Because driving around, you wouldn't want necessarily it to be if you weren't specific.
Yeah.
That's so fun though. How fun.
It was very neat. So that was what we did there. And then when we got done, we walked, another 100 miles. And I want to shout out Gina B. If you're listening, I am still so proud of y'all. She is my oldest client to date, 78. I think now I say that, I think that's wrong. It's 76, 78. It doesn't matter. It's incredible what she does. And she was struggling a little bit, but she did it. And she got behind a little bit and I kept stopping because when I'm walking and talking, I'm just going like it has nothing to do with you, whatever. And she was like, we stopped for a second to get some water at a honky tonk bar that was not singing honky tonk music. They were playing Red Hot Chili Peppers when we got there. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's fine. But on Broadway too, it was hilarious. Anyway, so she was sitting across from me and we all got water. And I think that bartender made more in tips from our cups of water than he did from anybody else that night. Yes. He loved us. It was fine. So we used the bathroom, got some water and got feeling better and headed on back to our parking. But at that moment, Gina and some of the other girls, they were like, we're sorry if we're slowing you down or da-da-da. I'm like, no, I just walked so fast just because I'm talking. And, I was talking individually to different ones. It just would work out that way. I was like, we're good. I'm in no rush. I ain't got nowhere to be. It's so fine. And we got back to the cars finally. And, we all had a little snack. They all had packed stuff. Some of them wanted a sandwich. Someone wanted just a drink and stuff. So we got back and, just went on to bed. And that was an amazing day. I will back up a little bit. When we were in Franklin, there was an art studio, and Darlene, all I could think was Lily Faith is going to have something like this one day. Like it looked like she could move in right now. You know what I mean? Like she's not, I don't want her to live there, but I don't want her to be that far away. But like downtown Summit, like I could see her doing something like that one day, but have her little thing and doing her art and bless.
That's amazing.
And several, like I'm gonna tell you, her best customers are my clients. Like she's so great. I was trying to see if I had anything in here that let me show y'all this wine bottle. Those of you on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
So this is a delicious, I bought this for my coach anniversary last year. This is the label. Well, she painted all of these butterflies on it for me, and signed her name. And she's amazing. She also designs jewelry. And she's just getting better and better and better every day. It's all self-taught. It's amazing. But anyway, so
amazing.
There was a beautiful
mirror. To watch it grow, how it's gone. Yeah. She's only 16.
She's 16. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we went into this art studio, and there was a huge wall mural, like 20-foot wall, like huge. And it was a guardian angel type thing. And right now, I'm so sorry. I need to get that picture printed and get it hung up in here. But it was a beautiful saying, something about, very inspirational. Heck, yes. What in the world was that? Yes. I remember now. Anyway, maybe we'll pull it up and figure it out. But it was just really special. And, there was another one on the other side. You could sit on a couch, and a couple of them had me take pictures just with them. And it's just bizarro to me that people want to take pictures with me because of that special relationship. It's just very, very interesting. and
I can't imagine what it feels like. I mean, because it is.
I really don't think there's a word. Special's not good enough. Yeah. It's incredible.
It's incredible is what it is. I think it's incredible. I'm looking because I know what picture you're talking about, and I was like, it's the best picture ever.
It's so good. Mm-hmm. So then Monday morning, we were going to go out to eat for breakfast all together, but we all decided that we would just breakfast on our own. And a lot of them left really early in the morning. So I did get to see all of them before they left. I got up and did that. I did have breakfast with a couple of them. And then I was like, okay, you guys, it's time for me to go. And so that's where we parted ways. And I got to have a very special lunch with sweet Rashida, who wrote from Healthy Future. It was, that was crazy. Crazy, special, incredible, spectacular, magnificent. And she had her sweet little baby there, and we got to just visit, and it was just great. And I had taken a selfie because she was a smidgen late. It was really hard to find parking where we were, cute downtown area. And so I'm really glad I got to experience that. But while I was waiting for her, I took that little selfie and I posted it in a community I have on Facebook for my past and present clients. And I was like, I'm about to meet a THM rock star for a little bit. And so I told her that. She goes, "You're a THM rock star." I'm like, "No, you are." You know? I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Oh, Amy, yes." And I'm like, oh. She goes, and Auntie Pearl told me you're coming to the potty tomorrow. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm about to hyperventilate. I am. And I want to say, before I even get to that experience, I was not nervous to be interviewed by them. It was just the excitement. I was just like, I didn't want to, it's one of those, you just can't wait to do it, you know? Right. And that's what I was just so excited about. But we ordered Greek salads. We went to a pizza place and ordered Greek but it smelled delicious.
Delicious.
It was really, really good. And then we took some selfies in the parking lot, and then we parted ways. And of course, I went to get a cup of coffee. And then I decided I was supposed to meet somebody else at the THM Cafe, which would have been about maybe a 30 or 40-minute drive, I guess. But I didn't have nothing else to do. And my hotel room wasn't ready yet. I moved to another hotel closer to the potty cabin. And so I got a cup of coffee, and then I found out I wasn't able to meet that person. And I decided I was going to go anyway. So I went and got me a little Esther's cake of something. I don't know if it was a slice or a cupcake. I can't remember. And probably a singing canary, because Lord knows I needed one. And then I went on to my hotel. Not a soul spoke to me except for the girl there was a bunch of people in there too. So it was neat for me just to sit and relax and enjoy being there, a little bit by myself. So that was really neat. And I will say, when we left Saturday, and then when I was there Monday, and then I went again Tuesday, the same fella was there having his lunch every time.
Really?
Yep.
See, and I think we talked about that because I had said, I'm like, so, because about you going there, because you had said something about that's what you were going to do. And I was like, but are you really going to be able to like relax?
Oh, yeah.
And again, not to make it big, but it's like, you'd think it's more Trim Healthy Mama, the people of the Trim Healthy Mama world all the time,
But they all don't know who I am. I mean, even after being on the potty, they don't know. I mean, there's
no, but see, here in my bubble, I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, there's only a few of you guys.
Right. If I haven't crossed their path, they don't know who I am. I mean,
right. But like you were saying, it's actually,
they're like, Serena and Pearl live in my town. We don't care who you are.
That's so funny. And that's what you were saying. You're like, it's a cafe. It's people live and work.
Locals.
Yeah. Okay, I found it.
What does it say? The mural picture?
It says trust your journey. So we'll see if I can. Do you want me to show it?
Yeah.
You see if it'll see. If it'll
You
show.
talk. You talk.
No, I have to talk, right, so that it'll show it. Can you see it? It's precious. It is 100% precious. I love it. You sent it to me, and I'm like, I could just feel the the goosebumps when you get like those nerves. I can't. Yeah. And everyone smile. And I know I've probably said this on the other ones. Like, you can see the genuine joy that these women and you are having. Like, it's incredible.
So I sent it to you, and I sent it to JJ, and I sent it to Wes. You want to guess what Wes said? He said, "Look at them legs."
It's so great.
That's it. I said, those are my Nashville shorts.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I'm glad I wore them. It was so hot.
So hot.
So hot. So
such a good picture.
I left the cafe, and I got checked into my room, and I had already y'all don't even know the amount of stuff that I had, because I had decorations, I had prizes, I was given so many gifts. I stayed for almost a week, several wardrobe changes. I had all of my products, my food, and so I had a lot to carry, but I did my best to be really clear of mind. Just a little travel tip. Going to that hotel just for one night, before I put everything in my car, I packed exactly what I would need in a smaller couple of bags. So I didn't have to bring so much stuff into that room just by myself. So I did do that, and I pretty much just stayed in my hotel room, and I just relaxed. I took a long bath, but I will tell you, my phone lit up the whole time. I was not by myself, I'll tell y'all. Just thank you. So proud of you. I made it home, just puffy hearts, and it was just really, really sweet. It really was. And I did have to do some work. I mean, because, I had some work I had to do, and so I had my computer, but I did watch some renovation shows on HGTV. That was fun. I don't do that very often.
Yeah.
But definitely relaxed. And then
well, like you said, going from just getting so quiet, like you'd want I feel like I would want something on as noise, because it's like going from so much going on to it being that quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I think that on that suitcase thing, just saying, because you've talked about this before on other things, that like preparing or getting your future self,
Yes.
you know. And I saw that through this whole thing. I mean, obviously you were running the whole thing, but like you made sure just that little thing so that you didn't have that extra stress.
Yeah.
Because so much of a lot of us, when it comes to stress eating, like if it's stress eating, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh
and
yeah.
so things like that of not being, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have to get and I have to do. And so really thinking it out as best you can, you know, I think that's awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, and Madison and a few others and some of the husbands had already packed up everything for me. And it was in my room. We couldn't put it in my car because we needed my car for the Nashville trek. But that morning I got my muscles out and just did it, you know. Had to put
That's
that trolley a couple times, you know, from my room to the car, but
awesome.
I did it. I did it and it was
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. And so, you know, I woke up that morning and I'm like, you know, when Anna wakes up on Frozen and she's like, it's Coronation Day, you know. I was like, it's Potty Day. And I'm like, girl, you gotta do something to your hair. And so I just spent that whole morning. I think I had Casey's quinoa cherry bowl with cauli rice and my yogurt that morning. And then, of course, again, fielding all those sweet messages, praying for you today. You're going to kill it. You're awesome. This is going to be great. La, la, la. You changed our lives. You're going to change their lives and all this stuff. And I'm like, puppy heart, no words, you know, had some messages from family and friends. And anyway, just got all packed up and then I noticed there were thunderstorms coming and I'm like, no, my hair's straight. It can't rain. So, oh man, if you have
I can't
curly,
even imagine that part either. I mean, I know that it's humid, but then when you add something like that, it's coming.
it is. So
Yeah.
anyway, I needed gas and I had to check out at a certain time, you know, so I actually asked for a late checkout, which still was not late enough for me. There just wasn't anywhere for me to go in the meantime. You know, it just wasn't anything for me to do, especially being by myself, young lady, old lady by myself. And so anyway, I just took my time and I went and got gas and I made sure that I had some ice in my cooler, you know, nearby. And I had my food that I would want driving home and my clothes that I was going to change into after the potty. I had that on my front seat. So I had all that ready, had my phone powered up, all that. And then I headed to the potty cabin. So I'm headed and you start passing familiar things because I've been to the Hilltop a couple times. I've been to their church that their parents have and they go to. And I'm seeing familiar things and then your heart, like it's like you're getting to do this. Once again, not nervous to talk to Serena and Pearl. Was not. Super excited. But just the reality of what was about to happen was just like, what in the world? You know? And so I was a little early because there were supposed to be thunderstorms coming. And I'm like, these are small, mountainous, hilly country roads. And do they have flash floods here? Like, do I need to be concerned? You know, how fast do I need to go if it's raining? And so just to be safe. So once I finally got there, I let Leslie Pops know I was there. And I said, I know I'm very early. I'm totally fine, you know, sitting in my car. And so then I went live in that community with my past and present clients. And if y'all have seen my reel that I posted of telling some of my friends that I was going to be on the potty, and then there's a picture of videos of me in my expedition in my black dress, kind of like, there it is. And like, let's go, you know, that's what I recorded. But it was like 10 or 15 minutes of me doing that. And you know, then I got introduced to everybody once I got in there and we started shooting and it was just, y'all, if you haven't watched it or listened to it, you're missing out.
I know, you have to go watch it. Go watch it. It was great. It turned out so good. I
What did
couldn't
you
wait
think
for it to
about it?
come.
Like
Oh
for
my
real,
goodness, I
like
couldn't wait.
what's your review? We had to wait. How many was it? 5 weeks?
I think it was. We
Oh
were
my
trying to,
gosh.
because they don't ever really say, they don't say like the day. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can, the season you kind of know, So one of them, they had said something about the 4th of July, and it had been like a couple days. So I was like, okay, it was off by like what, 2 weeks, I think, trying to figure it out. But it was because it was 2 weeks. I thought it was going to be your birthday week.
Oh, that would have been so
And
sweet.
right, but it ended up, I think, 2 weeks after that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That would
it
have been,
was
I think,
the 23rd.
yeah.
Came out the
So
23rd. So it
yeah,
was actually 2 weeks after my birthday week.
yeah. And see, here being on the West Coast, it pops up sooner.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're
then,
awake.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I was purposefully, I had my phone on my YouTube
Every
channel.
Tuesday night, she was like,
Because it'll pop up on my end at 10 p.m. Pacific time. And so, yeah, my husband was like, "What are you doing?"
"What are you doing, girl?"
'Cause it was just up. I'm like, I'm seeing, I'm trying to see. And it was so exciting. It just is exciting because it's like, this is full picture.
No
Personalized
joke.
coach. This is my coach. This is where it came from. These are the people that originated it. And it's like, you're all talking what a language that, like you said, so often we don't have people. I mean,
Yeah.
we have this, which is amazing. I'm not discounting the virtual world of things, but the individual touch at home. So
So good. And the response has just been precious. Like, again, my phone blowing up Wednesday and Thursday that week. It was just crazy town. And all of my clients, and I've had a couple of people reach out from the podcast, from the potty, want to talk to me and, want me to be there. How do I get you to be my coach? And, different things like that. But, my family and friends and my gym, even a couple of the guys watched the podcast and sent me
did
pictures. Look what I watched last night. I'm like, it was just like the support that I felt was great because I shared with I don't know if it was my Bible study or my Bloom. Sorry, I can't remember. I get off your Bible, but
right?
one of the things that Satan does attack me with is that I'm alone. And that is, I mean, I have 5 kids and a husband. I ain't ever alone. But that's what he uses against me. Like, you're alone. Nobody understands. People might say they support you, but deep down inside, like that's the kind of stuff he throws at me. And I can't believe that anymore. Like, I can't because it is not true. Like it has been proven. So,
Right.
and even other coaches reaching out and just being so supportive and kind and truly proud for me. It's just been really sweet, really sweet.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It is. It's the coolest feeling. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing.
And there are so many things that I thought would come up or things that I would say. But I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
I think it was fine.
No, I think it went really good. And it's funny that it came up afterwards when you said that, but I think I've noticed, several people have made the comment too. That interaction that you had, the exchange that you had with Danny,
That
oh,
was amazing.
it was.
You
It
know
was
how
so
long it
like,
took me to get that screenshot of that fist bump? Because truly,
it's just,
his
it's
book,
true.
I was so close to making that decision, and they talked about it on the potty. I'm pretty sure I've got my timeline right. And I read that book, and I was like, you know what? Don't have regrets. What if you could just do it? And y'all, what if I didn't? What if I wouldn't have
Yep.
done that?
Right.
Oh my gracious!
Right.
I can't imagine. Like my family's life would be totally different, and the like countless other lives. I mean, oh my gosh, I know
Right.
that every woman that comes through my coaching doesn't have a monumental experience. That's not on me, but I do know that.
Yeah.
But the ones who do, like, even if it was just one, I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
Pearl
And
cracking
then
up about me not wanting my money back. That was funny. And
that was funny though.
I found that screenshot and I sent it to Chris. I said, I found it. She was like, I still can't believe that. That's crazy. I'm like, I know. I was like,
But what's funny
too much.
is that's the real part. Like we were literally just saying, when you're vulnerable and that's the real part. You were vulnerable about it. That's the truth. That's what happened. You did. We're like, no, shit,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But
Oh,
taking those steps and reaching out.
yeah. Well, this has gone on for quite a while, but
Yeah.
it was a great experience. I cried my eyeballs out all the way home. When we got done, we took a whole bunch of pictures, and y'all have seen some of them. Me and Serena and Pearl. And then I went back to the cafe, got my lunch, and I changed my clothes. And one of the sweet girls that helped me, and she's helping me for the next conference too. Satori is her name. She's precious, 1,000,000%. Cute name. Isn't that the cutest? Satori. And so anyway, I was like, will you please take my picture? Because I had on my blue logo shirt. I hadn't taken a picture with that on. And it is like the best. I actually used it. Did you see? I just updated one of my cover picture on my business page, and I have it because that butterfly is gorgeous.
It's
so
beautiful.
And so I just had to use that. But anyway, I did that. And then Darlene, God love her, she got me home, y'all. I think we talked the entire drive, a whole 7 hours. We Marco Polo constantly because it's right there on my dash and my phone. And so it was really bad weather, y'all. I saw a tree fall. There were limbs and leaves flying, and I'm like, Darlene, get me out of here.
It was like, can you just check because you were so casual about it, because obviously you've seen your fair share of storms. So, but you're like, can you just do me a favor and just kind of glance at the weather? I pulled it up and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm trying to track the road, and I'm like,
real severe weather
okay.
coming through.
Yeah, like really, like it's like, oh, okay. So let's talk. How about you just keep talking? Let's do something. We wanted you to get home too, because it was time
And
for
I'm
you
like,
to be
Darlene,
home.
Wes's phone number is
Yeah.
just in case, because it was easier for me just to talk to you, So anyway, and you were there, and you were not complaining, so
Yeah.
we went with it.
Yeah.
I only stopped one time, and I got home, and it was the best to be home and just see my people and take a nice long hot bath and have some mango, I think, and just enjoy that. So yes, it was an incredible experience. Yes, I have already signed a contract for next year. It's gonna be,
So
it is happening, and it is going to be better than this year. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited that this could potentially be an annual thing. I think they would have I don't know what you would call it, but they would be really upset if I didn't do it every year, within reason.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
so excited.
It is so exciting.
Yeah.
It is. And I think, again, especially if you don't have people, or if you're making friends in this, internet world, and can make it work in any kind of setting, I think don't question it. If it's something that's made available to you, and like you said, God will bring you there if you're supposed to be there. He'll make the way. Oh, just hearing the testimonies from it too. It's just,
yeah. So good. So good.
Yeah.
So coming up, you guys, I already have launched my 100 Strong Challenge, and I am going to go live soon on the socials and talk about this, probably sometime tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all here now. Okay, everybody, pull up a chair. 100 Strong. This is the second time I've done it being called 100 Strong, but the third 100-day challenge. I'm pretty sure it's the third. So the last 100 days of the year, it's a no cheat challenge. Now, if you sign up for 100 Strong, and you're like, bruh, I'm going to go off plan on Christmas Day. Okay, fine. But if you sign up for the 100-day challenge and you go off plan once on Christmas Day, or whatever it is you decide to do, I bet that you will do mounds better than you would have if you wouldn't have signed up for the challenge. So just sign up for it. It's free. I am not going to look at everything that you eat. I am not going to, shame you if you do go off plan or whatever. This is just to motivate you to do better than you did last year. That's all I want you to do. And if you do make it 100 days strong, then you can tell me that at the end of the year, and you will be put in a pot of people, and 3 will be picked for a prize. And I think the prizes are pretty darn awesome, because
yes, they are. That's an understatement in my opinion.
I'm so excited. So there's that. And the other things that you get when you sign up for 100 Strong, not when you complete 100 Strong, when you sign up, you'll get access to 3 pep talks to be disclosed at a later date because I don't have the brain power to figure that out right now. But there'll be 3 pep talks, replays available. You also will get a free download for your phone to remind you that you can be strong for 100 days. Mind over matter is the theme, because truly that's what it is. Truly. And then also you will get half price entry to my Trimtastic holiday group. That will keep you so focused on your goals during the holidays because it is so difficult to do that alone. And so full price is 100. If you sign up for 100 Strong, half price, automatic. So it's nightly accountability post. It's menus for Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Live in the kitchen. There's going to be some live Q&As. And this year, a lot of tips and tricks, tons that you're going to have access to. But this year, we're adding a Bible study. And I'm very excited about that. Every day, you're going to have something come into your account on Mighty Networks in that group to keep you motivated and focused on what all these seasons are for. These seasons, these celebrations, holidays, I was trying to say holiday celebration in the same word. Sorry about that. But these holidays were not created for you to gorge yourself on food. You know, to me, Thanksgiving is to be with family and to reset and spend time. And then Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Jesus. It has nothing to do with a Christmas cake. I'm sorry, it don't. So that's what we're going to do. I do enjoy food. Don't think I don't. And I do love making a turkey at Thanksgiving. But the main focus is many other things. And so that's what we're going to do this year in Trimtastic Holiday. My 5th annual. What in the world? That's crazy. So anyway, I'm so excited about that. And also registration is open right now for Fall Buds. And I just really am so excited. There's already such a great group of ladies in there. And there's a lot of information already there. So you can go ahead and get started learning a few things. But the live group starts September 10th. Yep.
And I 100% encourage, touch those people just really quick that have the seasoned mamas. And I know that it's been brought up before, but if you haven't done any coaching and you haven't done Amy's coaching for sure, you will learn so much that you didn't know. I didn't know, and I think I've said this before, maybe just to you, but I never knew timing was a thing. I didn't. I don't know if I skipped over that originally.
Your world.
Yep. I was like, oh, Trim Healthy Mama has timing. You have to eat a certain amount, so there's so many things that you may think, and that one obviously is pretty basic, but like there's so many things you don't know. And making it every day, no idea some of the things that you can do. Yeah. Totally encourage everyone.
So come on, you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Come on, you
guys. It's gonna be great.
Yes. You can find all this information on my website, www.southernandhealthyms.com.
We'll make sure all the things are linked down there too.
Darlene's going to put links everywhere, so don't worry. You just find it in the caption. All right. Thanks so much for listening. I know this went way over, but y'all love me anyway, right?
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.